Hey guys, well I wanted to do a follow-up video. That video I did on the Glock43X fail was only the second video I've ever done that's got more unlikes and dislikes than likes, and I was widely trolled for it. People hated on me for it, and that's okay. Part of it I understand was I was reviewing a gun that I actually didn't have yet, so some of it was understandable. People were upset about that. But as I said, I wanted to get one just to see for myself, and I picked up a 43X last week. This thing is safe, and I have to say that I have changed my mind. I was pleasantly surprised by this gun, and I'll tell you why. Now, the whole reason why I was initially against the 43X, and a lot of people you know, made fun of it too, and here's a meme. This is why, you know, it's the whatever, the 43XX double large with the 17+1 you know, capacity, and then they were just making fun of it for being, you know, a single stack and very thin, but then having the very long butt, and that's the problem I had with it. You know, my 43, original Glock 43, I carried for 1.5 years, and I loved it because it was such a deep concealed weapon. You wouldn't even know it was there. It just concealed so well. So in my mind, the idea of lengthening this butt where it would stick out and print more didn't make sense to me. And I was like, well, you know, I could get my subcompact, which would have a shorter butt, and that I conceal very well. And I'd be able to, you know, hold more rounds. That'd be better. But what I didn't account for was the comfort level of having such a thin gun. And with my deep conceal style, it still conceals very well. And the capacity 10+1 is great. So I was wrong. So I do apologize for that. And when I first got it, you know, I was going to do this video and say, well, I'm only 30% wrong. I still think, you know, that this sticks out too far. But now after carrying it for a week, I got to say I was completely wrong, because this is actually going to be my new carry gun. I'm that happy with it. You know, they did such a good job on the front serrations. I wasn't really excited about I'm not a big, you know, bi-tone guy. I didn't like the two-tone color, and the silverish color of the slide just looked plasticky. I didn't like it, but it is growing on me. I am starting to like it now. Everything about it, you know, the back tang curve there fits my hand really well. You're actually able to get up under it and shoot it really well. Shooting it was snappy. Of course, you know, being such a light gun, it was pretty snappy, but with some practice, I'm going to be able to control it a lot better. But big surprise, not a single malfunction. You know, it's a Glock. You know, I took it in, and I did clean it and lube it right out of the box, but, you know, I shot 100 rounds through it, and it functioned perfectly. And that's what I expect from Glocks. You know, I've said before that, you know, Glock is the most reliable stock out of the box handgun on the market, and you know, I still stand by that. I wouldn't be a fanatic. You know, some of these fanatic Glock fanboys, they just worship everything the Glock comes out with, and I don't take it that far. Although I would if they would come up with a carbine and a all steel Glock and a 1911 Glock variant, then I would be to that level of Glock. But otherwise, sometimes I'm annoyed by just the small changes they make every year. But I do have to say that this thing is pretty sweet. Now, one reason why I wanted to have something that was very concealable is, you know, I had this high combat grip on the Legion, and it was just printing so bad. Even though I could get away with it with a baggy t-shirt, I went to a birthday party, a children's birthday party. I bent over, and just the butt just, you know, stuck out of my side just horribly, and people were like, he's carrying a gun. So I like to really deep conceal, and part of it is, you know, the holster I designed that Nightfall Customs makes, and it was based on this, what is this? It's a Galco or a DeSantis or something. Yeah, it's a DeSantis holster, but it goes down so far and Nightfall's making me one right now. I should pick it up in the next few days. But it goes down so far. Look at where your belt is actually covering up part of the butt. I mean, this is a very deep conceal holster. Now, I was concerned that this butt was going to print too much, but it really didn't, because of the thinness kind of took up some of that slack. I mean, you're over a 1/4 inch thinner than like a Glock 26 or something, about that. It seems like it. And it really doesn't print at all. I mean, even with a regular t-shirt on, this is going to be great for summer carry. And I'm even carrying it in the winter now just because I like to be comfortable. So 10+1 is just a great capacity, I feel. And you know, only coming with 2 mags was a disappointment. With a lot of guns nowadays come with 3 mags. But $460, I can't really complain. You know, I picked this up from EDC Alaska, and these are selling like hotcakes. He had trouble finding a couple to order for me. They're not impossible to find, but they are selling out very fast. I've looked on a few websites and they're sold out. So understandably, this is a very popular weapon right now. The only complaint I have, and this kind of goes for all Glocks, is that the base plate of the, you can see several millimeters right there where it's not completely flush, and then just this base plate sticks up, so that's just a little bit extra printing that I'm going to have, but it's not that big of a deal. I mean, that's on all Glocks, and you just kind of account for that. But all in all, this is just an awesome weapon. I would definitely recommend it, and I have no problem with, you know, saying I was wrong. You know, the only thing I'm going to do to it is going to get some night sights on it. I'll go to Alaska Ammo in a couple days and put some Trijicon night sights on there. It takes the Glock43 night sights. It's got the typical kind of crunchy Glock trigger. You know, and after shooting SIGs and HKs, you know, obviously they're a lot better triggers than Glock triggers, but I do like Glock triggers okay because, you know, it's reliable, and it's, I've grown comfortable with it just because it's just something that's comfortable to me just because I'm so used to it, I guess. So whatever, it's a Glock trigger. But awesome gun though. Glock did a great job with it, so I have no problem saying I was wrong about it. So let me know what you guys think. It's Chuke, your friend in the field.